Hey, what's up, guys and ladies? Oh, almost grouped everybody into one category there. How's everybody going? Welcome back to another episode of the podcast, Master Random, the podcast. This episode is brought to you by Mosa's Joint, located right here in Hagatna City, serving up some of the island's best local chow, music, happy hours, and just all around vibes wrapped into one restaurant. If you haven't gone, you should really go and just experience it. It's almost like Dionysus's palace. You forget that you're there for that amount of time just because you're having such a good time with whatever company you're with. The drinks, the alcohol that's on tap, the drinks that are available, the food, everything is just completely great. You can enjoy their daily lunch specials and dinner specials, which change all the time. Check them out daily from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and until 10 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. No discount code, but I'll be giving away some stuff. Actually, a little behind on giving away some stuff. So look out on the IG stories and stuff like that to find out more info. This episode is also brought to you by Dimension Systems. They are Guam's premier computer and IT consulting company, creating solutions with, of course, technology. You're looking to upgrade your security system at your home, at your office, whatever business you own. They can provide that service for you, and they've been providing the best service and support to their customers on island since 1987, all the way from computer networking to system integration. Dimension Systems has always been committed to offering the best IT solutions, and they're consistently focused on their customers' needs. So for more information, just go visit dimensionsystems.com, because everything, just the little bit that I've said previously, I'm literally just scratching the surface of what they do. So go visit their website, dimensionsystems.com, or check out their Guam office over at the DFS Plaza in Tamuning, right across the skate park and the elementary school and stuff like that. This episode also brought to you by Stroll Guam. Go and download the Stroll Guam app today. I know you're listening to this on your phone, so just break it out, go to your app store, download it real quick, and enjoy your first ride. Go take your first ride, and as taking your first ride and a benefit to being a Master Random podcast listener, you get $10 off your next ride by using the code MASTERGU, MASTERGU, and get $10 off your next ride. And finally, this episode brought to you by Tommy's Pizza, located right here in Hagatna City, serving up quite possibly the best New York style pizza that you can find on island, and also made with love. Even just their pepperoni pizza, the kinds of pepperonis that they use, you can watch them make it. Of course, with every pizza joint, right? You can watch them make it, but you can watch people who are in love with what they're doing make it, not just make it to make it, but making it because they really enjoy making you pizzas. So go check them out on West O'Brien Drive over here in Hagatna City, or call to order at 922-7437 and go eat good pizza. Sponsorships done. Now, my next guest on the show, UFC Hall of Famer, 2 weight division world champion, fought in 4 weight classes, 5th degree jiu-jitsu black belt, BJ Penn. What else do you want me to say about this guy? Super legendary. I just need to give a special thanks to Melchor Manibusan for just hooking it up and allowing me to spend a little bit time talking to him and bring BJ on the show. So big ups to Melchor, Coffee Slut for providing the space, and enjoy this conversation with BJ Penn on Master Random. Check it out. All right, welcome to the show. Usually I'm at my studio, but Melchor's like, can you come down here? I was like, for sure. How could I not? I mean, dude, BJ Penn on island. I don't. Before we get to like why you're here, or you know what brings you to Guam, I kind of want to. I kind of don't want to seem like I know everything about you, so I just kind of want to bring it to the beginning. Like, where and when does it all start for you? You know, becoming BJ Penn, from going from JD to BJ, and been doing my homework. To the prodigy to Hall of Famer.
Jeez, I guess as kids, like everyone else, everybody's town wants to be the toughest town, right? Just like this, right? So everybody always scrapping with each other. Just like Guam, same thing. And then from there, just so happened a guy moved on my street that did jiu-jitsu, a couple of lessons. And he saw his kids always hanging out, and he wanted to work out with some kids or whatever. And so then I was like, I'll waste my time. Why would I waste my time with that? I'm already the toughest guy in the world. Why would I need that? You know what I mean? So
were you already in martial arts, boxing, or anything like that?
No, I liked watching boxing, but I just thought I was a tough kid.
Okay.
Probably was just a punk.
straight scrapper. Huh?
Yeah, just a punk probably. And then he showed us the jiu-jitsu. My dad's like, hey, just go once, and then he'll then I can tell me you don't like it.
You were around what age here?
17.
Okay.
I think that played to my benefit that I didn't get involved too early. Maybe it's just that I didn't get burnt out, but I did end up getting burnt out later. But anyway, so from there the guy showed me jiu-jitsu and like choked me out and tapped me out, and I was like, "Jeez."
How did it change what you understood about fighting? At least growing up, being a street fighter, and how did it change your understanding?
Well, you know what? I saw the UFC before, but I just never was. I just was like, "Oh, cool! There's that guy. He beats people. He grabs them. But I never really thought anything about it, and then from there. That's why even when I got the opportunity, I knew that's what the guy wanted to teach me, but I didn't care. I was just like, whatever. And then, so I knew about it, but I don't know. And then I just started liking it, loving it. I think a lot of the island cultures, we just like jiu-jitsu for some reason. Guam likes it, Hawaii likes it, all the islands of Hawaii, everybody likes it. So we gravitate towards it. I think it's something fun for us to do. We're all real physical anyway. Could just be a nice hot day, go work out, go jump in the ocean. I mean, it's just a perfect day. It's like a vacation day for us. Something like that. So, but anyway, so I was always pretty good at jiu-jitsu, and people would try to, I could like beat men and stuff. And when I was small, and it kind of
jiu-jitsu sort of has that stigma that it's a small man's sort of martial art, right?
Yes, that's true. It's jiu-jitsu was invented so the small man can protect himself against the big man. I still think till today it's a great martial art. I think it's still the perfect form of self-defense, because you're supposed to be running away. I don't think it can win a fight by itself or win the UFC belt by itself or none of that, but you're supposed to be running away anyway, not fighting. So if they catch you and tackle you, and you can like defend yourself with the guard and get up and run some more.
Right.
So I still think it's a great form of self-defense.
Yeah, for sure. Your progression in the sport was probably the fastest anyone has ever seen. I mean, you went from a white belt to blue belt in a year. You were a brown belt by your second year. And that was under Half Gracie?
Yeah, I think the biggest jump I made was from I think like maybe purple belt to black belt was like a year. I think white belt was a year, blue belt was a year, and then purple belt to black belt was fast.
Right, so
the fastest of them.
You totally skipped over brown, and what was it?
We did brown, but then, jeez, I mean, to me, when you start getting good already, I mean, just having random talk, I mean, when you start getting good, I mean, when you're a purple belt, I mean, you're getting close to black belt already.
Yeah. What is it that you understood about it that made you sort of, was it just everyday muscle memory? You were young, excited, a lot of testosterone, or was there something that you kind of unlocked?
No. I wanted to be the toughest on the island, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't know. I think, you know what? When it comes to, you gotta be. Sometimes you see strong and stiff or flexible and weak, but if you're strong and flexible, you can have a good chance out there.
Right.
Any sport, I think.
Sort of fall in the middle of both of them.
Yeah, or no, I'm not in the middle of both of them. I mean, you're just damn good at both of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you covered the whole spectrum, actually, right?
You're flexible and you're strong as hell. You're going to be a big problem for anybody.
Yeah, you weren't in Hawaii by this time when you were sort of progressing up in jiu-jitsu, right? From white to blue.
White to blue, I was in California for a little bit, and then I came back to Hawaii from purple to black. Hawaii, Brazil, Hawaii, Vegas.
Yeah, you were under Nova União.
Yes. So I got my black belt from Shiruto and Andre Pederneiras and Shiruto Verissimo. That's my teacher, Shiruto Verissimo. The one I trained the most with.
Yeah, most people remember you winning the Mundials, but a lot of people don't remember that you were actually up there like previous years. In 98 you were a blue belt. You got
second
silver.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so 98 silver blue belt, 99 bronze brown belt, 2000 gold black belt. Was the progression. That's right.
And what is usually the average time that it takes people to progress from white belt to black belt?
I think everybody's different. You hear cases of like this happening many times. Not many times, but you hear it, you know.
Yeah.
It was black belt 3-4 years, but I think it doesn't matter the years. By the time when they're both black belts, I think they're pretty equal. Even if one guy is in 3 and the other one took 10, by the time they're in the end, they're
it's a
pretty
level
close.
it's a level playing field. What is it? Is it more of a technical understanding or of more of a mental lifestyle understanding when it comes to that?
When I was doing jiu-jitsu, I'm serious about it and I wanted to get my black belt as fast as I could. I didn't think like that. I just wanted to beat everybody as much as I could.
It wasn't that sort of mindset yet. Now that
it was just I want to beat. But of course I want to get black belt. Who doesn't? But I remember I would think about it so much because I didn't master it like how I don't know if I mastered it yet, but I think about it so much that I start to like even taking a shower and you just this move goes to that move, that move, this move. And so irritating after a while because you can't sleep. You're up all night. It's like 2 in the morning, and you're like, "Oh man, I'm still thinking about jiu-jitsu." But you're not even thinking. You can't help it, right? You don't want to get tapped out the next day.
Right.
And then
how often were you training at that point?
Twice a day, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every single day.
A lot. Yeah, all the time. Yes, every day, except Saturday or Sunday or.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all good. Okay, so yeah, you went and you became the first non-Brazilian to win. I think the only non-Brazilian, or the first American non-Brazilian, because the first non-Brazilian was actually from Angola, right? Previously, I think in '97, but
who was it?
I can't remember his name, but I know it. But then you became in 78 kilos. You became the first American.
If there's somebody from Angola, that's news to me.
Really? Yeah. I don't know. Wikipedia. I would have my fact.
It could be.
Yeah.
But Angola, who was it?
You know what?
I'm interested.
Yeah. Here, let me look it up real quick. Yeah, it says that. Okay. Let's see here. João Roque, 64 kilos.
Oh no. He's from Brazil.
Okay. So he's from Brazil, but he's
my teacher.
Ah, okay.
He's another one of my teachers.
So you legitly...
He's from Nova União.
Okay. So you legitly are the first non-Brazilian to win the Mundials. And what sort of was going through your head at that moment when it did happen?
Before, when I got to the final, well, before when I was going, the big thing was like, hey, Royler Gracie's coming back, and Royler Gracie was the big fight, but he didn't show up that time.
Right, and he won it 4 times in a row, right?
Yes. and he didn't show up. And then but that's who we were preparing to go against, of course, right? The champion, right? And then,
by then you were training in Brazil?
yes.
Okay.
So I stayed in Brazil 1 month before the tournament and trained. Yeah, that's what I did. Stay 1 month for the tournament. And then, so when I was getting to the fight, I went up, my first guy tapped him out, then I beat Soka by 2 points, and then I beat Fredson Alves by just advantage. And then I was coming, and then I was sitting there, I was eating lunch with Sharuto. And then Sharuto goes, we're sitting down, me and Sharuto, and then just something hit me. I was like, man, I'm in the final. Because the blue belt I got to the final, brown belt I got to the semifinal, and black belt I was in the final. And I was sitting there and I was like, she's right? I'm just sitting there and I'm like, man, I'm in the final. And then I told myself, I was like, if I never get here again, I thought I was eating lunch and I was like, I might never get in this opportunity again. And then I just told myself, I said, hey man, no matter what happens, if your arm breaks, if your leg breaks, no matter what, just don't tap out. You've got to win this match. It was the first time.
You were literally summoning the island spirit.
Man, it was the first time I think it was the first time in my professional career. I wasn't professional because it was just amateur. It was the first time in my career, I wouldn't even say it was my career because my career was more in the UFC. That was just sports, right? We were doing sports, and I know you can open a jiu-jitsu school, but it's not like you're getting paid.
But back then you weren't really considering, it actually being a career. Maybe that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, of course not.
Yeah.
But I knew I was in a good position, and I was like, it doesn't matter what happens, win this match, no matter what, because this is very important for your life. And then I won the match 5-0, and that was it.
That's insane. When did you start getting attention? Because it seems like immediately after you started getting attention from the UFC, and I think around 2001 is when I first heard of you. You had the 11-second knockout of Kao Uno. Yeah, that was the first time I heard the name BJ Penn, and for a very long time before Frank the Crank, John Tuck, John Dallas Regis, our connection to the UFC was BJ Penn, the Hawaiian, the Islander, and that was sort of like why I feel like a lot of Islanders attached themselves to you and became really big fans just because, man, you're an Islander, you made it, you're on this huge stage. So when did it sort of happen for you?
When the UFC was small for so long now.
Right.
And it was weird. The UFC was small for so long, and we're fighting world champion. Of course, you guys knew me because we're all Islanders. We all look alike, so we all can relate to each other. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but when I jeez, what are we talking about again? My train of thought.
UFC. When did UFC start approaching you giving you interest? Right.
So when the thing got big because it was the Ultimate Fighter show.
Right.
And I'm walking on the road, and everybody knows me. But it doesn't. I wasn't even in the UFC. I think I was fighting in Japan at the time. Everybody started getting into the UFC, right? Coming bigger, and then when I went back and won the title again, it was just big everything.
Right.
That's kind of how the story is.
Right.
How I see it.
Right. Because it was extremely small. I think it was tough that sort of boosted the ratings of what the UFC is now. Right.
That's what it was. So you know what I mean.
Right.
I'm like, oh, you guys like me now? What about all the last times I got beat up?
Yeah, so you came into the UFC, you're known as this black belt prodigy, jiu-jitsu practitioner, but your first 3 fights were knockouts, TKOs and knockouts, and all of a sudden you're BJ Penn, the hands with the stones in them and knocking people out. So how did that sort of translate into your game as to how...
you know what, I was always into fighting and scrapping before I did the jiu-jitsu, right? And then the jiu-jitsu was just kind of came later in my life, but you know, honestly, that was the best things. Those things like all those quick knockouts and making everybody all hyped up, and that was the best thing for my career to blow me up and get me well known. But it was the worst thing for my career to give me any experience, and I had no experience. And then I went in and I fought Jens Pulver, and he just kicked my butt. You know, I didn't have any experience, didn't know what to do and this and that, and go different rounds. You know, so. Everything works out the way it should, you know, and then you learn experience from bad things.
Yeah, what made you leave the UFC? I mean, you went to K1 for a little bit.
Oh yeah, well, you know what?
Because you became the champion. You beat Matt Hughes after he defended his title 5 times, and then you're just like split the welterweight division. Right, and then I think, was it the lightweight division that came crashing down after?
You know what it was? Oh no, okay.
Maybe I'm getting my history mixed up.
Okay, right. okay. So but no, you know a lot, huh? Okay, so from, so just real quick. So I only wanted to do the UFC like couple fights and then just one time, and then Dana told me, fight Dean Thomas, fight again.
Right.
I'm like, okay, I'll give you some more money. I'm gonna redo your own contract, fight Dean Thomas. I'm like, okay. Then the Uno thing, then all that, and then I was like, man, I just want to go beat Jens Pulver, get the belt, and retire, and I was just gonna be done with the sport, because I didn't know if I wanted to do that for my whole life. I just wanted to check it out and try it real quick, you know what I mean? And then Jens Pulver ended up beating me, and that kept me in the sport till today. You know what I mean? Avenging that same loss.
What was it though?
That same loss 20 years ago. Avenging, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, just for some reason, I know that's okay, because I would have won that. I would have walked away and been like, yeah, that's my UFC belt. I used to be UFC champ.
What about the loss though? What was it that sort of drove you to wanting more? You went on a 3-4 fight winning streak. You're at the top of the division. You're fighting for the title.
Yeah, and then so when we fought, so after me and Uno had that fight, and then right after that fight, because I guess Lorenzo walks in, he goes, congratulations, man, you won the belt, you're going to be the champ. And then they called me and Uno a draw. It was a draw, the fight.
It was like it was like a weird tournament style, right?
Tournament over a couple fights, a couple shows. And then but anyway, we didn't get the belt, so they were kind of like bored of the lightweight division at that point. So then I was in Hawaii, then I fought Gomi in Hawaii, the Rumble of the Rock, and then Dana came down to watch. He was like, I want to watch this fight. I know this is like the 2 top lightweights at the time. So we fought Gomi. We won against Gomi, and then me and Dana White are talking, and I'm like, hey, let me fight. I go, let me fight Sean Shirk. I go, let me fight Sean Shirk. I heard he was talking about me like to other managers, telling people could kick my ass and this and that. Right there, he's like, we're having problems with Sean Shirk. What about Matt Hughes? You want to fight Matt Hughes? I go, that's the only reason why I want to fight Sean Shirk, to get to Matt Hughes. And then he goes, okay, well, think about it. But I knew at that point, I knew already I was going to win the fight. I was confident, started to come into my prime.
That was the first rounder.
Yeah, when you confident, like, to me, that's like the last time I truly, like, really wanted to fight somebody. Like, I wanted to fight, you know what, like, that was the last time I really wanted the belt. After that, I just wanted the fame and the money and everything, but I don't know, I still like to fight out of way.
Yeah, and you came back, and then you fought all the way up into the welterweight, right?
Yeah, we did. Well, we fought welterweight, we fought
I think you
185, and then I fought Lyoto. I think he came in. It was just open weight though.
Right.
I wouldn't call it heavyweight. It was just an open weight fight, and it was me at 185, so I wasn't small.
Yeah.
And then I was pretty fat, but and then him at 235 or whatever. But he was pretty fat too.
What was your mindset going into just fighting whoever you can?
Jeez, I wasn't afraid of nobody. I crush everybody. In my head, easy. What is he doing fighting me? More like.
And then the signature licking the gloves.
Oh man!
Where did that come out of?
You know what? I don't know. It's over more time.
And what did it represent?
I don't know.
Sort of?
Over more time, people talk about that. I'm surprised. It's the only thing so much people remember that. That's one of the main things. But you can eat anybody with vinegar and salt, huh?
Right.
Anything and anybody with vinegar and salt.
Right. How did your I guess your mindset change about the evolution of MMA over the years? Because you were basically entered it through its adolescence, and then it went through puberty like big time, and then you came back, and it was a full-fledged UFC. Pay-per-views, $50, $60. We didn't have to wait for it to come out on VHS anymore.
Right.
So, how have you seen it evolve from the time you were in the beginning to the time you decided to retire?
Jeez.
I know it's loaded.
Huge. Because the first fight I fought in, they're like, Dana White's like, right on, man, we sold out. And they're all happy, and the arena was 2,500 people. It was a sellout. In Atlantic City.
That's like UOG Fieldhouse.
Yeah, right. That could be anywhere, right? It could be anywhere.
Yeah.
Why even put it in Atlantic City? Just put it in a barn. That's about the size, right?
Right.
Yeah, but that was cool how it all grew, and they kept going, and Tough really helped.
Did you feel like you had to evolve your game as the game evolved?
Yeah, back then we were evolving the game, but today, of course, the new kids, they're evolving the game. That's life.
Yeah, there was plenty of different shifts, I guess, within the organization of how everything happened, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, shifts in like what? In like the different martial arts taking over?
Yeah, for sure.
The grapplers to the strikers to the wrestlers to the strikers to the grapplers.
There has to be twice as many disciplines as there were before in the UFC.
And you see the disciplines we all forgot about working, like the spinning kicks and the judo. Like everybody forgot about that. Everybody was working boxing, Muay Thai, wrestling, and jiu-jitsu. Forgot all the rest, right? Spinning kick knocked you off. Oh yeah, I forgot people do spinning kicks. No joke.
Yeah.
Right?
How do you think you lasted so long with just boxing and jiu-jitsu mainly as your main discipline? To fight people who were specialists in judo
and I always thought boxing and jiu-jitsu was two of the real strong ones. I had some wrestling too. I wrestled in junior college.
Yeah.
But I always felt boxing and jiu-jitsu was good. I always felt like if a guy tried to kick you, you can run away and get back and hold it again, right? You know?
Yeah, for sure. So at least today, how have you seen jiu-jitsu and MMA evolve in just Hawaii alone? Because now you have Max Holloway, the champion. You have Yancy Medeiros, who's like one of the top contenders.
Yeah.
And
got Elima McFarlane, the Bellator champ. And even in this last contenders show, the UFC, that like 4 or 5 Hawaiian guys. Yeah, there's a lot of guys coming up. I mean, the thing is huge. The thing is very big.
Does it strike you that you're the pinnacle of how everything has trickled down?
No, not at all. I don't feel like, I don't know. Hard to say, you just always grow up with all tough people all around you, and everybody's just as tough as each other. And but of course people can say like, hey, that you're a big reason or this and that, but I'm just still like just trying to do my best and just trying to keep as good as I can be with martial arts and life and with everything.
Are you still upkeeping now that you're retired? Do you still jiu-jitsu or box?
I do leave. I left like a lot of times. Like I retired and I don't even train for 1 or 2 years, and then I fall into deep depression because I think I don't have endorphins. I start to work out again, healthy, happy and stuff. But yeah, I do. I walk away a lot of times, but I've been getting back in, and I kind of like over time, like I don't know. I've been thinking like, I want to start doing the gi again. I was like, maybe I'll do MMA 3 days a week and the gi 3 days a week, because I don't know. I started kind of feeling like the gi was like, kind of like when you juggle, your brain cells grow. Like kind of the gi is like so much going on. Like maybe it would help my MMA. I don't know. So I've been getting back into the gi and then MMA a couple days a week and gi a couple days a week.
Are you training often because you're getting ready for sort of a return in some way?
I mean, never say never, but I got nothing scheduled or none of that stuff, and I don't want to scare anybody, especially my family or anybody like that, you know. So
don't worry, we're small scale. We're small scale.
Yeah, I just we never know. Never know what happened.
Yeah. Just most. Are you involved with any fight camps or anybody asking you to train?
I'm always. I'm not. I'll come and show moves, but I'm not really like a teacher to follow a guy all the way up. I'm more like a training partner, friend with you.
Yeah.
Show you moves. You know what I mean? Train with you.
Right.
You know, but yeah, not really like taking guys to like a championship or something.
Right.
I don't know if that's my passion, but I love training with them and sharing all my knowledge.
Yeah, you mentioned when you took a break, you started to go through like a slight of depression because you weren't there's sort of that release that was there for you all your life was now gone.
Oh man!
You know, so how do you overcome that for people who are in the same game as you and sort of struggling in that sort of same light? Maybe the situation's not the same or the circumstance, but I guess the general understanding of how people bring themselves out of sort of a dark place when all they've known is taken away from them.
You know what? Being involved with the fitness industry, I've seen more people get rid of their antidepressant medicine by working out in the gym and doing all that kind of stuff and just turn their whole life around. You know what I mean? And actually, because I was just sitting there, because it's a point of oblivion at the end of a career. They're at the point of the end, right? And what do you go? You just walk right off.
Right. Go to garden and stuff.
Yeah. Right off into the sun. But it's right. And so all of a sudden you're like, oh, why should I? Because it would be hard for me to go train because I never did train for so long without the thought of I'm training for something. Yeah. So it's hard for me to get back into the gym for a while. And work out. I do a training routine, but now I just do it just for the fun. I know it's just to make my day better.
Yeah, for sure. When did you know that the end for you was sort of coming along? Right?
Oh, I still don't know the end is coming along.
Oh, I mean, I guess.
No, because and that's the curse of the fighter. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, I go train in the gym right now. Anybody put me in the ring with any world champion, I fight. Put me in the ring with any world champion right now, I'll be fine. But
you're going to be like that YouTube.
I'm fine. I'll spar in a second. I'll do fine. So with that, always I'm going to be like, oh, I can do fine.
You're going to be like that 85-year-old old man in that YouTube video where he knocks out that young kid.
Oh.
Have you seen that?
I've seen it, that guy. Yeah. He's tough.
Yeah, you're going to be 85, 90-year-old BJ still shrugging the shoulders like you're bouncing around.
Oh,
so, I just want to thank you for sitting down. I don't want to hold you. Usually these episodes go on for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. So I won't hold you to that. Maybe the next one I'll hold you to the 2-hour one.
Okay.
But I just want to thank you. This is awesome. I mean, I'm sure, like I said, a lot of people here have looked up to you. I mean, whether it's through fighting or whether it's just your outlook on life, it's amazing that you're here, and it's a blessing sort of for myself to be sitting here and being able to like I said, I've been watching you since the Kauuno fight and never let down since, and I just want to say thank you before I keep rambling.
And then freaking I just want to thank Guam. I love it here, man. It's just like Hilo, and I have so much fun, and good to now that I come back and because when I came when I was in my 20s, I don't really look around too much. We're all talking, just trying to live a fast life, right? But now 40, I can sit back and I'm like, man, Guam is so beautiful. It's so good to be here. Beautiful watching it come in. I got to see the lake and get to cruise around, so I love it.
Have you been here often?
I think this is my third time here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what brings you here?
I wonder if it's my fourth time.
What brings you here this time?
I'm just hanging out with Melchor. Just cruising the bar, doing the workout and stuff.
Nice, man. Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Well, enjoy.
Catch up.
Yeah, enjoy your time here. I really hope you enjoy it. Enjoy your stay, and thank you. Thank you to Melchor, and thank you to Coffee Slut for giving us this location to do this. This is awesome. Hey, thanks, Melchor.
Thank you, Mel.
Thanks, bro.
Of course, guys.
And everybody, thank you for listening. BJ Penn on the podcast. Any last words you want to You want to spread?
No, just want to thank everybody for listening and have a wonderful day.
Thank you. And you too. And here we go. The podcast with BJ Penn. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace out, everybody. Hey, guys. Oh, man. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the podcast with BJ Penn. Jeez, who would have thought? Get the UFC Hall of Famer on the podcast. Don't know what to say anymore. I'd just like to give a special shout out to our sponsors, Mosa's Joints, serving up the island's best chow, happy hours, and vibes wrapped into one restaurant. Dimension Systems, providing the best computer and IT solutions on island since 1987. To stroll Guam, use the code word MASTERGU, MASTERGU, and get $10 off your next ride. And last but not least, Tommy's Pizza, where you can seriously eat New York style pizza, made in Guam, made local, with love, and go eat good pizza. Don't forget to support us on Patreon. $2 supporter, $5 supporter, really anything helps, right? So this is where you can literally become the podcast. As we grow, you will grow with us. If you're listening to this on iTunes, just go to the ratings section, scroll all the way down to the bottom when you search the Master Random page, and give us a rating. 1 star, 5 stars, 5 stars always preferred. And yeah, that's it. That'll be dope. So thanks again for listening to the podcast, and thank you for being the baddest.